Okay, lesson 34. First thing we're going to do is some summation notation. Anytime you see the summation sign, that's what that is. This means to use integers, begin at 3 and end at 7, and take them and plug them in here. Get the expression, and each one of those you're going to add together. So what does that mean? So you're going to have 2 times 3 plus 3. That's the first one, using 3. Then you go to 4, plus 2 times 4 plus 3. And then you go to 5. 2 times 5 plus 3. Then you go to 6. You got 2 times 6 plus 3. And then you go to 7. And 7 is going to be the last one here. So plus 2 times 7 plus 3. Then you figure out each one of these. So this 6 plus 3, that's 9. This 8 plus 3, that's 11. This is going to be 13. This is going to be 15. And this is going to be 17. Okay? So let's add this up. So we got 20, 33, 48, 65, I think. I think that's what that is. Y'all can double check me with your calculators, you know. It'd be a good thing if you would, actually. Let's see. Okay. I just pulled out my other paper that I had on it, and that's correct. Okay, so let's look at this one. That was summation notation. Now we're going to do linear regression. Linear regression is the same thing as finding the line of best fit. Those mean the same thing. Okay, so it says the data points in the table below came from an experiment that involved anteaters and carpenter ants. Note that in the graph, the horizontal and vertical scales are different. The position of the line that best fits the data points is estimated. They're saying they've already drawn it on there. Now, it will be long before you'll be drawing your own line. Write the equation that expresses carpenter ants as a function of anteaters. So the carpenter ants are like your y, the anteaters are your x. So you got C for carpenter ants here and anteaters for your x. Okay, so this right here is the points themselves. What we want is, we want points, but we want points that are on the line. So we do see that there's 2 points that hit the line. If I can figure out which ones of those they are, then I could do that. So I believe this one right here is got to be this one. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one, does that look like 91? Yeah, it does. 91, 11, 20. Okay, so those are my 2 points. So I have a point 49, 7, 40. And I have a point 91, 11, 20. I'm finding the equation of the line. The first thing I do, slope. Using slope formula, second y minus the first y over second x minus the first x. Okay, when you do that, you get 380 over 42. That will simplify to 190 over 21. So now I have, and you can use y equals mx plus b for right now, because I know you're more familiar with that. So that goes in for your m. Now we'll fix that before we have our final answer, but while you're doing your work, it's fine. Then we're going to take one of those points and we're going to plug it in here to find b. I'm just going to pick the first one. So 740 for y and 49 for x. Now what you're going to have is you're going to have 740, and then you're going to have whatever this is, and you're going to subtract this, right? So you can actually do that in your calculator. Now let me show you what I mean. This will help save you a little bit of time. Okay, so you're going to have 740 minus 190 divided by 21 times 49. Okay? And it gives you this thing. Hit math and hit 1 to put it back in fraction form. And you get 890 over 3. So we have 890 over 3 is my b. Now my answer, I'm going to use my m and my b, and I have to use this format. So c equals, the m was 190 over 21, and then you're going to put a instead of x, plus 890 over 3. Use fractions. Okay? Don't change them to decimals, use fractions. Okay, flip it over. Now we're talking about decomposing functions. So what they're saying to you is, they're not giving you f of x and g of x. They're giving you f circle g of x. And you've got to figure out what it was. So the thing to do, okay, you're going to have an f of x, and you're going to have a g of x. Okay, whatever the more complicated portion is, like the more complicated part is the denominator. So we're going to make just all of that my g of x. Okay, now for my f of x, since I'm going to put g into f, I want to put that into the bottom of the fraction. So that means I'm going to put an x right there, because that's where my g of x is going to go, where the x is. And then I need a 3 in the top. So that's it. And then you can check it. You know, you can take this and put it in there and see if you get it. Okay, so let's try it again with this one. They're telling me right here that the bottom is that. So what is f? Well, f's got to be something where I'm putting this into the denominator, so that means the denominator has to be x. And again, there needs to be a 3 in the top. Okay, so let's work with this one. They're saying let g of x be the stuff that's in the parenthesis. Okay, and we want to know what f of x is. Well, if it's the stuff in the parentheses, then when I put it into f, x has to be in parentheses, and then it needs to be cubed. So that's your answer, which of course is A. You have to think about those. It takes some logic, thinking backwards, okay? But you'll enjoy it. Have fun.